Hey guys, Red here, Section 8 guy. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to this video, like this video. We got a lot of really cool stuff coming at you. Okay guys, this is a question that I often get, and it's related to investors who use debt to purchase a property, okay? Using debt to purchase property is fantastic, and everybody should do it at a certain point, okay? I understand that everybody comes from a different financial situation. Some people need to use debt up front. Some people can use debt on the back end and like to use cash up front. There's no wrong way to do this, okay? How you choose to finance, all it can do is speed up the process, okay? If you start by using a lot of cash, you're going to achieve properties faster, there's less red tape, and you're building more equity quicker, okay? If you can't use cash and you're financing, that's completely fine too, because we can just use debt to purchase one, use debt to purchase another, use debt to purchase another one. It's a little bit longer, you don't have as much equity, but it still allows you to make good money on a spread. Meaning, if your mortgage payment with insurance, principal, interest, and property taxes is X and your return is Y, you make the difference in between. Okay, that's what I like to call a spread. Okay, that is not your net income, but close to it minus maintenance. Okay, so guys, I want to talk today about the question of, if I do finance a property, what do I do with that spread that I'm making every single month? Do I pay down the debt to rapidly pay down the property, build equity faster, and maximize that equity? Or do I take that cash, allow it to build, and reinvest it? Okay. Now, it's a great question. I'm asked it often, and it's different depending on a few different variables. Number one, what is the interest rate that you're currently paying? Okay? Because if you're locked into a rate at 3% or 3.5%, that's not a lot of interest, right? So paying that down every single month is fine, but over the long term, that loan isn't costing you as much money. So it's not as important to get out of it as quickly, right? If you're paying 7%, 6.5%, 8%, you're using some kind of hard money, some kind of, no doc lending, no doc financing, and you don't have a favorable loan, you want to kind of get out of that faster because it's going to cost you more money over the long run. That might be a time where it might be better for you, more beneficial to pay down that loan faster. It also depends on what your current situation is, okay? Do you need that spread every single month? Is that extra $500,000, $1,500 you're making every single month? Could you use that in another aspect of your life? Would that help you here? Would that benefit you here? That's a question I can't answer for you. Now, it's also important to look at this as, if you're financing, okay, say you put $15,000 down on a property and you're making, we'll say for argument's sake, for round numbers, you're making a spread of $500 a month. That is your net minus maintenance, okay? So on that property, you'll net minus maintenance $6,000 a year, okay? Because that spread, right, your payment every month is your principal, your interest, your property taxes, your insurance. They're all wrapped up into that payment. So whatever you make on top of that is your net minus maintenance. Okay, so you'll make $6,000 a year. Okay, if your spread's $500 a month. If you put $15,000 down on a property, you'll get your cash back in 2.5 years. Okay, $6,000 a year. You make $6,000 year one. You make $6,000 year two. That's 12, and then 6 months in to the third year, you'll have your $15,000 down payment back. Okay, so your cash on cash return is now, you're now even. So every spread you make from now on is going to be you're going to be in the green. Okay, from a cash perspective. Okay, it's your cash return. Now, it's an unbelievable return. I have clients that are doing it. Don't tell me that it's not possible. So now, knowing that, do we take that $500 a month? Do we let that build, okay, until you have that $15,000? And now, do we take that after 2.5 years and reinvest that into another property? So basically property 1 just paid for property 2, and you have yet to actually really pay anything extra for property 1 because that spread every month is covering all your expenses anyway. So even though you're taking that spread of 500 net on property 1 and moving it into an account, just sitting and building and building and building, that property 1, the rent is just paying all your expenses, paying all your expenses, paying all your expenses. So then after 2.5 years, on your original $15,000 investment down payment, now 2.5 years later, you have another $15,000 you can put down again to buy another property. That sounds pretty good to me. Personally, whether I decide to invest the cash that I make on a property or pay down the debt faster depends on, okay, how fast can I pay this down, right? How fast can I get out of this loan? It's different for every single person. It depends on how much money you're making. It depends on how quickly you'll be able to pay it down. Every investment's different. It's important to look at every single property differently. I can't tell you, yep, we should pay it down every time. Or no, we should never pay it down, because that wouldn't be the right advice. Every deal is different. It's important when analyzing what to do, you look at the individual deal. Not only that, you look at the rates, you look at what you want for the future. What are your goals? What are your goals for scaling? Okay, if you're trying to scale as fast as you can, you're not going to want to pay down the debt. You want as much liquid capital as possible at all times, so when you're ready, you can put it into another property. If that's what your goal is, to scale, we're not paying down debt. If we're trying to stabilize one property and that's all you want, you're good with it, you want to just pay it down, you don't like debt, then we pay it down, okay? If you're locked into a really low interest rate, you don't need to pay it down. If you're locked into some terrible high rate, then yeah, pay it down so we're paying less over time, okay? So every single deal is different, and it's important that we analyze them as such, okay? If you guys are listening or watching people online or listening or reading stuff online that tells you, yep, every single time you pay it down, or every single time you take the cash, those are not the people you want to be listening to, guys. It's completely independent on the deal and you and your goals, okay? There is not a one size fits all. This is not a blanket where we can just, yep, you do this every time, you do this every time. It's not like that. Every deal is different. It's important to analyze each one as such. Analyze yourself, analyze your current situation, and analyze your plan and your goals. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Leave your questions, comments below. I'll get to every single one. We'll see you next time.